Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to drop this Patreon episode on the free feed so that you can all get a taste of what we've been putting out on our $12 tier, which is our Gen X tier, which is our ladies of a certain age tier. And my new co-host Becca and I have been doing My So-Called Life, and I'm absolutely loving it. So we are on this will be episode 11. And the first 9 I did with my sister Jenny. So episode 10, which we did last week, was the first one I did with Becca, and now episode 11. And we're going to continue. We're going to finish the season. So I wanted to drop this on the free feed so you can hear what we're doing. And if, you remember My So-Called Life and you want to hear us reminisce about growing up in the 80s and 90s and possibly 70s, pop on over to Ladies of a Certain Age. It's at the $12 tier, and you can only access that tier through Patreon and Supercast. Thanks, enjoy the show, and also excuse our filthy language. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where I have realized, I know I've said this before, but Jordan Catalano, not dirty enough for me.
I thought he was going to be more of a character. I feel like we've only seen him 10 minutes. I need more. I need
the scumbag band guy that they're all hanging around with. I forget his name, Snake or something. I'm into him. I haven't seen him, but I'm into him because he's got the vibe that I like. He's clearly emotionally unavailable, physically unavailable, but he's like running some kind of teen crime ring.
And see, in high school, I would have noticed that Brian liked me, and I would have destroyed Brian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have used him for every ounce of homework, every ride.
You can admit this.
Oh, and I saw this episode and I was like, oh, poor Brian. You wouldn't have lasted a day in my world.
I know, poor Brian. Oh, guys, I'm Amy. I'm with Becca today. We're picking up with My So-Called Life, season 1, episode 11, Life of Brian. I'm assuming after Monty Python.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Krakow's creeping a lot in this episode.
Put the binoculars down, boy.
Are we going to ignore the fact that he has a legit peep show operation in his bedroom?
He has the lenses. And then when he's also peeping at school, he's like, I'm in the yearbook. No, you knew you were doing something wrong.
You're right. I probably would have used this guy for everything I could have too.
I needed a ride. I needed homework. I needed some spending money. Yeah.
There was a kid who liked me when I was a teenager, that when I felt rejected or no one else was, I would just make out with them sometimes. And it felt good. And I feel bad about that. I did that when I was 22. Also, when I ran into him at a bar again.
I did run into somebody from high school when I was going through my wild post-divorce phase. And I did turn into a high schooler with him. And I remembered he liked me in high school. And
and you just take him out in the parking lot, throw him in the backseat of the car, and get a little making out done.
And it was great.
Yeah. All right. So it drives me crazy. I just have to say, the opening sequence of the show. So you know how they go through the credits and it's starring, Claire Danes as blah, blah, blah. They don't match it up to who they're showing. And that is a pet peeve of mine.
And it's very disjointed, the opening scenes, I feel like. I don't feel like the opening scene flows into the show well.
I agree. So we open on Krakow, and he says his mom is a behavioral psychologist and dad is a Freudian psychiatrist. God. And they disagree about everything, and they annoy the piss out of him, is basically what he tells us. Yes. And he stares out the window to Angela's house, and he's like, Angela, the Chases over there, they're probably just fucking around and eating unbalanced meals and not giving a shit about who's doing what. And they don't get real deep. I disagree. Angela gets way too deep many times.
Oh, she's over there with the philosophy major, the high school philosophy major.
She's over there like deciding what her fridge says about her.
Oh.
So now we go to Angela's house. Grant is going to wallpaper the bedroom, which not a good choice.
I've decided I think I have a crush on him. I think I'm feeling
really?
There was something this episode that I saw that dad and I said,
Is it because we realized he's slightly broken?
That he has a lot of problems and he needs me to fix him? Yeah, that might be it.
He's having a mid-career crisis.
That he didn't know how to wallpaper, but he tried it. He's out there.
Yeah, objectively, he's not a bad guy. He just represents parents. And the Gen Xer in me will never like parents.
I think does he... To me, he just is, I don't know, I find him attractive. There was something about this episode. I leaned into the dad. Okay. And I felt bad because as I was leaning into him, I was hating Patty.
Oh.
I felt that she was like she didn't listen to me last episode when I said don't be a Vivian because I felt like she was acting a lot like her mom.
Yes, she was. The dad is not terrible looking, but I will tell you that this episode I leaned more into Jordan Catalano than I had before. It's like when he threw her up against that wall, I was like, whoa, what's going to happen here? Okay.
Yes.
So Brian loves being the yearbook photographer because he can experience life without being part of it. But when you're a yearbook photographer, you'll never like be in the picture. Do you remember yearbook was a thing?
It was so serious. Yearbook and newspaper in high school were so serious. And it was like the same group of people who were on the newspaper did yearbook at my school.
What was your yearbook quote?
My yearbook quote. Oh, I'd have to think. Oh, we didn't have quotes.
What?
We could do like memory lines to your friends.
Oh.
And so it was like my group of friends, like an inside joke, but you had to like match up letters and numbers because you had to say a bad word.
Oh, okay.
So it was like it's a code.
Mine shockingly comes from John Lennon. And it was, how can I go forward when I don't know which way I'm facing?
So you also were in Angela's philosophy class.
Oh yeah. I thought just like Angela. Yeah.
That probably was going to be too deep for me senior year. I was sticking to the Morse code, bad words, my friends. Yeah.
I always wanted to be, and I thought I saw myself as a Rayanne, but I was Angela. I wanted to be a Rayanne.
When I watched this show originally, I thought Rayanne was the epitome of cool. I thought, oh my God, if I could only be like her.
And now you're like, oh my God, I want to adopt her and save her.
Now I'm like, where can we get her into rehab? Is she really doing therapy? Like, what's going to happen? I'm so nervous for her.
Terrified. So we meet Juliette Lewis introduces us to this new character, Delia.
Yes.
And Krakow is all awkward and doesn't know how to, he's like, oh, this is my job when he's taking a picture of them. And Juliette Lewis, Delia walks away and she's like, what the fuck, dude? She clearly liked you. Why are you so weird? Yes. And then she says, I think you should invite her to the dance. And they're having a world happiness dance.
Very 90s. Very 90s.
Yes. Very similar to me protesting the use of styrofoam trays in my middle school. When I organized the walkout and then sat in the class and watched everyone else walk out because I was afraid I'd get in trouble.
I love it.
That's what Angela would have done. Rayanne would have walked out.
There wouldn't even need to be an organized protest, and Rayanne would just be leaving. Yes.
Yep. So, Juliette Lewis. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to say something about this new girl. How is she new? She has a friend circle. She has a job, and she has a crush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
The only thing I could think of is maybe it's a situation like me where her parents were like, you're going to fail out of school, so we're going to put you in private school. Like maybe it was a private school situation.
So
she was in private
she's
school and
known.
like had to leave it. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. But she's working at Big Guy Burgers tonight until 9:00. So Brian's going to crack over there and ask her out. Now we see Ricky, Rayanne, and Angela. They're chatting about the dance. Angela, of course, wants to go ironically, you know. And Rayanne is like, oh, Jordan Catalano, he doesn't do school dances. So don't waste your breath.
How does she know so much about him?
I think she just knows cool. She speaks cool. Angela doesn't.
No, you're right.
Yeah. So just then, a cute new student comes in, and he's a gentleman dressed like a French exchange student. And he's like, have you seen the teacher? And Rayanne looks around and goes, does it look like the teacher's here? I love Rayanne. Very similar. You're watching 90 Day UK, right?
Yes.
Very similar to what I just talked with Amanda about Sprite. Like, Sprite's an asshole, but I want to move through the world like Sprite. Like, where you just walk into a room and be like, make me 3 eggs. Like now.
Sorry, I have to just, when Sprite says, this is how I speak to everyone, and they like it. No, Rayanne is she's listening to a different soundtrack than everyone else.
Yeah, and I want to move through. I wanted so desperately to be that cool in high school. Yes, tons of problems. Rayanne's probably now in jail. But God, I wanted to be her so bad.
And then when I tried to be her, I just came across like a brat. Not cool. Yeah.
Yep. My parents never would have put up with that shit. I would have been dead.
Oh, I had a bad mouth. I was a smart ass. I was very rude.
I went through a phase where I talked back to my mother, and you could almost photocopy my mother and I arguing and place it over the top of my one daughter and myself arguing. Exact replica.
History repeats itself.
And I have to remember that and not go bonkers. So he and Ricky have some really awkward glances. Like, they're clearly kind of into each other. Krakow is now having an existential crisis about how much he loves Angela. And he says, I've always admired fishermen. How they just like throw a line out there and just wait till something comes. Okay, dude. And whoever's the dialogue writer for Angela just took over Brian's brain for the day.
It was the same. Yes.
Because there's no way Krakow is having these deeper thoughts.
No, especially when we see him later, what his actual thoughts are. It's one words. It's the. Like, he has no deep thoughts.
So Grant answers the door. So he runs over to Angela's with some lame excuse. And Grant answers the door, and he's struggling. And I go, oh, Krakow's going to end up hanging this wallpaper. You know this is going to happen. It does happen. And it's Morning Glories, the wallpaper, and it's not great.
It's very 80s. It's a very 80s style in a 90s world.
Yeah. And it's interesting because Krakow says, in my room, the pattern's a little off and I stare at it constantly. It's destroying me. And that's my emo quote of the episode.
That was mine too. It's destroying me.
So he's like, Mr. Chase, are you retired? And Grant's like, I'm not retired. I'm just like between careers. And he's like, it's hard to decide what you're going to do because you have to live with it a long time. Now Krakow decides, I'm going to lay out a metaphor here with wallpaper and dating.
Yes.
And very much like Tony on Sister Wives telling Christine taste all the ice cream flavors, he is going to say, what if you can't choose between 2 sets of wallpaper? Okay. And he says one is fucking awesome and the other one sucks, but you can afford the sucky one, and the awesome one you're poor.
It was a little degrading when he's talking about 2 high school girls.
And when he's talking about your daughter.
Yes.
And Grant goes, well, it depends on how badly you need that wallpaper.
Oh, I need it real bad.
Like, I need it real bad. I need it real bad. All right. later mom comes home with adult ed, continuing ed brochure. I'm skipping a little bit.
Yeah.
And she wants Grant to consider taking culinary school classes. And he's like, I wanted to go to culinary school. I don't want to take like Penn State Extension campus classes.
This was very learning annex of the 90s.
Yes, I want the real experience. Okay. Now we get correct out. Go ahead.
Patty did seem reassured that Brian was helping with the wallpaper. Like she was like, oh, this guy's got it. No faith in her husband.
Could we have a Mrs. Robinson situation here?
I wouldn't be. I mean, it could be episode 22. It just we never got to see it.
You need me writing this trash. I would just be like, and then Patty seduces Krakow.
It would take a turn for the worst.
It would take a turn. So Krakow's heading over to Big Guy Burger or whatever to visit Delia. And he's like, she smiles at everyone. She must be from a small town. And I hate small towns where everybody smiles at each other.
Aren't they in a small town?
I don't know where they are. I think they're like outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like a smaller community? Not like you're in the big city.
Yeah, they're in like a suburb, 100%. They're not in downtown Pittsburgh.
But this is also where you think your world, your city is the center of the world. So he probably believes he lives in a big city. He's a big city boy with big city dreams.
Yeah, because he probably tells people he lives in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
So he's one of those. He's all awkward. He orders the burger. He walks outside, throws it in the trash. She comes out. She sees him do it. And he's like, oh, I couldn't order red meat. Or I couldn't eat red meat. And she's like, okay, weirdo. Like, there's just this, I don't know. I feel like this is middle school behavior. And this kid is supposed to be like a junior in high school.
Yeah, it feels, and I guess it just shows he's never talked to a girl. I think it's supposed to represent
Maybe.
He's never spoken to a girl. This is the first girl that's interacted with him, maybe. But it's very like their fingers touch when she's handing him the drink and like.
And now we know there's boner. Jesus. Well, and then he's like, there's a car alarm in the distance. And suddenly I've grown to love that sound. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Brian's the kind of guy that makes everything real deep and everything is a tragedy. It's a Shakespearean play.
Yes, I agree. But he doesn't really think that way. I think he tries to think that way. Because he thinks that's how Angela thinks. And I always want to say Angela, like Tony Danza. That he thinks that's how Angela thinks. So he's going to try to replicate that, but he's not pulling it off.
Yes, he is. I think he knows Angela thinks deep thoughts and he wants to think deep thoughts so they can think deep thoughts together. But he has no thoughts.
I remember I used to think this way about my sister. Like I used to just think Jenny was so deep. And why am I not that deep? But then when I look at it, like I was pretty deep. I was sitting around writing poetry and reading bad poetry. But I was still thinking like that. And I think sometimes I look at my girls and I'm like, why are you not more obsessed with the problems of the world?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like, how come you're not thinking about global warming like I thought about global warming every day and wrote in my diary about it?
Right. Why are you not thinking about nuclear war? I was thinking about it on a daily basis.
I also thought that the world in 2024 was going to be a little better. I really thought I was going to have a flying car. I wrote about my thoughts on flying cars a lot in my diary.
Yep.
Very
because you grew up on the Jetsons.
Yes. And I thought like it would be more space age.
Yeah, I thought it would be more spacey too. Yeah, absolutely. It's
and
not.
I talked about my dreams of being an adult in a space age world. Like I solved all the problems.
So you were writing sci-fi novels over there.
Yeah, in my diary with me trying to be deep about sci-fi of what I thought the world was going to be. Yes.
So I was thinking today because I was listening to our last episode and I was listening to us talking about like the stuff we were reading that was way too, you getting gifted the Zodiac Killer book and then me reading Stephen King at 10 years old. I wonder if that just made us more anxious and scared about the world. And our kids don't have that because we didn't do that to them. They were watching like fucking Barney and shit.
I would agree with that. Like I grew up on Dateline. I find Dateline comforting.
Yeah.
My children don't find Dateline comforting. No. They don't care about that. They don't want to watch that. They don't want to deep dive on strangers on the internet about, So I wonder, it has to be.
They don't want to like watch every single piece of videotape on Gypsy Rose that they get their hands on.
And then also spend all your time on on your phone, then deep diving. Yes. No, they don't care about that. That could be a key, that they just didn't have that early onset of anxiety as children.
Yeah. We just didn't expose them to it. Like we just grew up with so much of that stuff. Somebody's going to steal you. Somebody's going to take you. Somebody's going to bomb you. It was always a thing. They just seem to approach the world with much less fear than I did.
Yes. And like you just brought up kidnap, like someone's going to take you. Kidnapping for me still is, we talked about this before we started. It is still a thought I have in my head. Somebody could take me. I'm a 43-year-old woman.
Yeah.
But I grew up in the age of you're going to get kidnapped.
Yep.
And I think that led a great anxiety on my shoulders.
We had 4. Now I grew up in Scranton, which was 70, 80,000 people tops in the city. And 4 girls were like kidnapped and murdered.
Jeez.
My age when I was growing up. And I don't know how my mother like parented us through that, because it would have been a nightmare for me.
I was the same exact age. And I don't know if it was such a news story when you were a kid, but I grew up poly class. She was just across the bay from me, my own age. And she was taken from her home.
Steven Sting probably was.
He's a little bit older than me, but he was, he's up in Yosemite. I more remember his brother when he did his crimes. That is more,
murderer. Yes. Yeah. That was crazy.
But I had anxiety my whole life that I was going to be kidnapped. So the thought process that I would someday be in the future, not kidnapped, maybe that was what I was dreaming about. But speaking of polyclass and diaries, unfortunately, the day that it all came out that they found her, my aunt looked me dead in the eye and said, "Write in your diary to tell yourself how you feel about today." So those are the kind of people I grew up with.
Okay. I do that every time something like major happens.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I will go and write it down.
I had a journal that I was keeping for my girls, and I wrote maybe 3 to 4 pages about Sandy Hook when it happened. And I can't even go back and look at it. Oh. I'm like, what was I doing? Then I was writing about Obama being elected. Like, I remember all of that. I wrote in that journal. Yeah. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Amanda.
Amy.
For our sponsor, Lumi Gummies today, I have an idea. I think we should do a rapid fire bonus round. Which 90-day celebrity stars need a Lumi Gummy or have taken a Lumi Gummy maybe?
Okay. Madeline.
Oh, I have her on my list too. Manon. Manon could really use indica.
Yeah, to calm her the fuck down.
Calm down a little bit.
I think Jenny could use a sativa to maybe up the energy a little bit, because there's none there.
Funny you mentioned Jenny. I have Sumit's aunt can use one
definitely
to chill out a little bit.
She definitely could use one. This is a wild card. Florian could use one. I don't know what variety.
Yeah, but maybe he needs a hybrid.
I feel like Florian on a gummy would be good.
Yeah. I also have Dylan's mom from Dylan and Patia.
Yeah.
And I have Luke's dad of Luke and Madeline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. And we can use Lumi gummies as well.
Yes. All the time.
Consistent, mellow, and super delicious, Lumi gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. Whether you're looking for an end-of-the-day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi gummies has a strain that's right for you. So, Amanda, our flavor that we like a lot in this home is the sour strawberry cookie hybrid.
Ooh, is it particularly sour?
It's not super sour because I don't like sour things.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I just find that it's the perfect blend of up and down. It's right in the middle.
Nice.
But you feel good. I really like it.
I'm a hybrid girly myself, and I'm going to go with the watermelon sorbet because I do enjoy watermelon, and it's just a nice, cool, chill evening of watching TV.
You know what I need to do? I need to take one before Sister Wives comes out.
Yes.
Before I meet my arch nemesis.
Yes.
In the ring.
Yes. I think it would help you a great deal. I think it would help Cody Brown a great deal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, Lumi gummies are available nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's LUMI gummies.com. Use code Little Miss Recap for 30% off your order. That is Lumi Gummies, LUMI gummies.com. Code Little Miss Recap. Lumis.com. Code Little Miss Recap. It's 30%. And the link is in the show notes if you guys need it. All right, back to this nonsense. Okay. So the next day at school, Juliette Lewis is not happy with Kyle, her jock boyfriend, because he hasn't asked her to the dance yet, and she pressures him into it. She goes, she's a little like Sprite here. Like, you better do what I fucking tell you. Take me to my own dance that I've arranged, or you're dead.
She's wound a little tight.
She's wound pretty tight.
Yeah.
So Krakow chickens out of asking Delia to the dance. We learn Rayanne is struggling with her sobriety.
She's 10 days sober.
10 days. 10 days. Ricky is going to ask a girl to the dance. Now, this made me really sad. Because Ricky's like, I'm going to ask a girl. And Rayanne's like, well, why don't you ask the boy that you want to ask? And Ricky's like, that's not even a possibility. Not even a fucking possibility. And that just makes me really sad remembering that time.
But I'm also really impressed that in 1994,
they were doing this.
We were having a conversation about somebody being in the closet and everyone acknowledging it.
Yeah.
I don't think that dialogue could go on a TV show today.
No.
I think people would freak out. They would do an apology. There would be a whole issue. I was actually really impressed. I'm impressed on how they handle Ricky's sexuality in general. And you see it a little bit later when, their date, they go on he thinks they're all going to the dance together.
But doesn't it just make you so sad? Like it just broke my heart. Like, how many gay kids did we grow up with who were forced to live other lives?
Yeah.
It just breaks my heart. It really does. I'm so glad for the social progress we have made in that arena.
I'm glad that every time I'm somewhere and I see those youngins, and it's a boy couple or a girl couple or however they associate, and they're out at the mall holding hands or walking down. It's
queer love. I love it.
It's like, God bless you, because there's some adults who are afraid to walk down the street. That is something about being in 2024 in the future that I'm happy about.
Were you writing that in your journal, I wonder?
I will tonight.
So Ricky's gonna, like I said, ask this girl. Rayanne's like, ask the boy, whatever. Angela's now talking to Jordan Catalano, and she's playing it real cool with this world happiness dance. She's like, what is this bullshit dance everybody's going to? And Jordan Catalano, he knows nothing about it. She's like, there's literally 500 posters all over the school.
And he goes, oh, really?
Yeah. And he says, look, I have a philosophy. Whatever happens, happens. When you try to make plans, there's like an obligation and feelings get involved, and that really sucks. And Angela goes, I really respect that.
She had no idea what he said.
No clue. So now we see Krakow creeping on Delia.
Oh, I think the best part, though, he just leaves her. He doesn't ask her for a ride, if she wants a ride.
Oh, no, he just leaves her. Yeah.
And she's, I guess I'll get my science book.
And he gets in that hot red car.
Vroom, vroom.
He's going to pick up his friend Snake, who's going to be my date to the dance.
They're going to go shoplift.
Snake is going to like burn the dance to the ground. He doesn't want to go. Now we get the scene that has really, really ingrained itself into my memory. And that is Krakow at one of the science tables in the class. He's talking to Delia and she touches his hand and this is what I wrote. She touches his hand. He gets an erection. I'm not lying. He literally says, oh, an erection from actual physical contact. Whoa.
And I have written in all bold, Brian gets an erection.
Brian, you've earned this erection. So that tells me when he says, I have an erection from actual physical contact, that this guy is jerking it 24/7 with his little sliver wall of televisions there. Yep.
He is looking out that window into Angela's garden and just womping it.
So now Krakow runs back to Grant and is again, no pun intended, beating the wallpaper metaphor to death. Mom pressures Dad about the cooking classes. He's non-committal. Later, Patty comes in and is like, surprise, you're going to college.
She just signed him up. Could you imagine just signing your husband up for like...
Timmy would be like, what the fuck? No.
I think that's a boundary. It's not your child. He's not your child. It's a boundary.
Yeah, I didn't like that. So he's irate because she says, I know sometimes it's hard for you to focus, so I thought I would do it for you. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. Back at school, Delia's like, so to Krakow, have you thought about the dance? Like, if I'm going to go, I need to go now, you know? And she's thinking in her head, how many erections do I have to give you, dude, before you get the picture here?
Oh, because she knew. She knew when they were in that science lab.
Oh, I'm sure she felt it. So Krakow just fumbles this across the 1 yard line, like kind of just putting words out there like dance, yesterday, Michael, Schumacher. Like he just says words that make no sense together.
And then she fills it in for him. Like, I guess we're going to go to the dance together. I'll see you at 8.
So Ricky, in avoiding his crush on Corey, says, Angela, why don't you and I go to the dance? And just then Corey comes over and is like, oh, hey, Ricky, the three of us are going to the dance. You, me, Rayanne. And he's like, and then Angela says, okay, so I guess I'll just tag along as a fourth person.
Yeah.
And Ricky's like, oh, no. He might think we're a couple. They're not going to think you're a couple, Ricky.
No one's thinking that.
You're dressed like Sinbad for this thing. Nobody's going to think you're a couple.
You have a dangly earring on. No one thinks it.
No. So Angela now goes over to Krakow and she asks him to the dance. And I'm screaming, no.
And see, that would have been me. She knew better. She knew what she was doing. And she went over there and she ruined Brian's day. She
ruined Brian's potential boner.
Yeah. And poor Delia.
God. But she literally says to him, like, dude, since we're neighbors, can I just kind of get a ride with you? Can I tag along? Why can't you go yourself to the dance?
He doesn't drive. The dad is his own dad is taking them.
Right. So tell me this. What looks more pathetic? Tagging along with Delia and Krakow, or just going yourself and being like, hey, friends, I'm here.
Hey, friends, I'm here. That
So
would have
weird.
been my route.
So weird. So he's like, whoa, my God. He's like internally like, boner. Angela Chase is asking me to the dance. And I wrote erection unlocked.
Erection unlocked.
She's like, okay. So she's going. So Ricky and Rayanne now have a tiff in the hallway because she decides, you know what? I can't go to the dance. I can't jeopardize my sobriety. I guess there's going to be drinking at the school dance.
Yep.
She's not ready. And he goes, who cares about your stupid drinking problem? This is my life.
Nothing screams a teenager like, who cares about your drinking problem? This is my life.
Yes, pretty much. So now, oh my God, I just wrote, oh no, Krakow, please don't. He goes to Big Guys and he breaks the date with Delia.
I also have just written here, and I don't know where it goes, bolded though, and all caps. Brian is delusional.
Well, I mean, that goes kind of all through the whole thing. Well, because she says to him, he says, oh, I forgot I had a commitment. She's like, is this commitment another girl? He's like, yeah. Then she maturely says, you can decide. Who do you want to go with? And he's like, the other girl. He's fucking clueless.
He's an asshole.
So he picks her up and he's in a suit. He's picking Angela up. He's in a suit. The suit is not good.
No, and even Angela's parents were laughing at him.
Yes.
When Patty is laughing at your choice of clothing.
Yeah. Patty, guys. Patty. So they're like, "Where's Delia? I thought you had a date." And he's like, "Oh, her aunt is in the hospital." I hope not the hospital with the closed captioning in the waiting room for everybody to see, because that's bonkers. And meanwhile, mom is all horned up because the wallpaper came out great.
Yes.
Now, see, I would appreciate this now. Like, as a teenager, I would be attracted to Snake passed out with a whiskey bottle in the back of the gym, never making it to the dance. But now, yeah, when Timmy does like a little home project, I mean, Timmy built our house. So when he does things, I'm like, yeah, that's hot. I get that now.
It is nice. You're like, wow, you did this. Yeah. She is she is ready to go.
Ready to go. They laugh about Angela going to the dance with Krakow, and mom says, "Look, I'm sorry if I nagged you about the college thing. I'll put a stop payment on the check." Remember putting stop payments on checks?
Remember writing checks? I haven't written a check in so long.
And Dad's, I don't even know if I have a checkbook. I might. I'm sure I do somewhere.
Somewhere. Oh, yeah.
And Dad says, no, don't stop payment. I think I'll go. You were right all along. Okay. Now we're at the dance. This dance is a fucking mess. This dance is wild.
I really appreciated all the background dancers they had in the scene.
Yes.
There was one gentleman, very, very tall, blue suit, like
clearly 37 years old,
like Frankenstein in the background. It was all teachers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So Ricky and Corey are talking, getting along, and dude is like, "Where's Rayanne?" And Ricky says, "Oh, she was supposed to call you." "Why?" "Because she's not coming." "Why?" This kid is a weird actor.
It's kind of weird.
And Ricky's like, "I'm sorry she's not coming." And Corey's like, "You don't have to be sorry." And I thought maybe they would have a moment here, but they didn't.
They played this new character kind of odd. Like, was he leaning towards Ricky, but then he was leaning towards Rayanne, but he's wearing a beret and painting shoes.
I do not get the impression he's into Rayanne.
Yeah, it's a weird.
He's into Ricky.
I hope so. I want him to be into Ricky.
I hope so too. That's why I thought they would have an exchange of glances or a touch of a hand, and so Ricky could go boner. I don't know, something.
But that's the last time we see him, right? That's the last time we see him at that scene, if I'm remembering.
I think so. Krakow and Angela arrive. She sends him away immediately to get her a drink. She's wearing like a red velvety dress. Remember those dresses with like a little tank underneath, so it's not too low scoop, God forbid. She probably got a fashion bug. Ricky is dressed like, I wrote Color Me Bad, but it kind of has a Sinbad vibe to it.
It's
now that I'm
very
Sinbad,
yes.
Yeah. Ricky asks Krakow if he could hang with them, and Brian says, "No, get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm trying to make a move on Angela.
Like, we might need some privacy."
Yeah, in case we want to dance. So Angela finds out about this, and she's like, "You're an asshole. What are you talking about?" She said, "You don't understand people, Krakow. You're just fucking heartless." And he's like, "Oh, what?" And then she walks away, and he goes, "How ironic can you get without puking? Like, I'm heartless." This had a real like gag me at the spoon type of thing.
And I like how they played it, because as he's saying that, Angela is walking right into Jordan and his crew. So, yeah.
So Angela sees Jordan Catalano now, and like you said, walks right towards him. Krakow goes to Delia, and he says, "I'm sorry, I was wrong," but she's come on her own, and she doesn't give a fuck about him anymore.
Good.
Juliette Lewis is like, "Girl, let me introduce you to some guys I got in the back, like some teachers back there dancing. Come on."
She had boys lined up for this girl. Yeah.
Yes. Ricky and Angela are now outside, and Ricky says, "So Rayanne never called Corey." And Angela offers to kill her. And Ricky says that would only solve half the problem. And she said, "What's the other half?" And he says, "The hard half. I belong nowhere with no one. I just don't fit." This was so heartbreaking. And then she embraces him. And I'm just thinking, like, how many kids did we grow up with that felt this way? Yeah. Imagine like you're a trans kid in the 90s. That was unheard of.
No.
In the general public. Like, what would you have done? It's heartbreaking.
And
I'm aware there are many trans kids who still feel this way. Like that they can't be safe and be out. But More so then. Oof.
I couldn't imagine. And I just couldn't imagine.
I couldn't imagine it either. It's just really for a generation that seemingly didn't like authority, we just labeled everything. You were either minus or plus. Like that was it. It was black or white. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm
And
so glad that we've evolved on these things. We need to evolve more, but I'm so
Yes.
glad for the progress we have made.
And we really judged people and labeled them based on the outerness of them.
Yes.
Like the rockers, and the rockers were the stoners, so we were very a little judgmental.
100%. Yes. And then you internalized that, right? Like then you felt like, oh, I have to be this one thing. Like I remember feeling like I wanted to be a headbanger. Like I wanted to be Rayanne. I wanted to be a little bit of a rebel, but I was locked in as a nerd. Like I couldn't, there was no social movement.
Yes.
You just couldn't move anywhere. That was it.
And
weird.
What was hard for me is I have brown hair and glasses. And we talked about this before. People automatically assume you're smart.
Yep.
And I wasn't really as smart as everyone assumed I was.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it was living, everyone thinks I'm smart. Everyone thinks they should be copying off my homework, but I can't even add people.
Same.
So, and then think about it. That's just the 90s. Think about being in the 80s or the 70s or the 60s where you were still using derogatory terms to refer to different people.
Oh, yeah. My mom tells me all the time, like, when she was in school, they would have like one overweight kid and everyone terrorized the kid. And today, my kids are friends with many people of many body sizes and shapes.
Yes.
And not a word is said. I mean, I'm in a very small bubble with my kids and their friends. I understand that it is not like that in many parts of the world. Kids are still made fun of. Kids are still picked on for their shapes and sizes. But at least in my little corner of the world, I do see progress being made there. And I hope that continues. Hopefully.
I hope so too. And I hope that someday we're not, this is my diary for the future. I hope someday we're not labeling people. People are just people. We don't have to.
Yeah.
But I don't think in America that will ever happen. I think we like our buckets.
Is that your 2080 journal you're writing?
Dear 2080, yes.
When you're living on the moon? So as she's embracing Ricky, Jordan Catalano comes out and he sees them and he does this baller move where he walks right past her and then he just pauses, knowing she'll run right after him. So Ricky's like, go to him, go to your man. So she goes to him and then he leans her up against this wall. And I went somewhere.
I was forward.
Like, I had to remind myself that these were teenagers. It's like, whoa. And he says, why are you like this? And she says, like what? And he goes, how you are. And then he runs off.
Yep.
And she's going, like what? Like what? This would be me.
And he just leaves her with a girl erection.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. A teen girl erection, 100%. Yeah. So now they go back inside and that song is playing. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. That's playing. And my husband's like, oh God, that brings me back. Ricky and Delia begin to dance. Ricky has taken some kind of dance lesson from somebody. Yes. I don't know what's happening here. And Delia seems to be like kind of into Ricky. And I'm like, girl, you got a bad picker. Krakow, Ricky. None of these choices are going to work out.
She does kind of seem like a girl who would date a gay guy.
So Ricky rips off his Sinbad coat and he's got his vest on underneath.
He came to play. He did not come.
He is jamming out.
He's intense with those dance moves.
And it goes on way too long.
Yes.
Like 5 whole minutes. And Angela goes over to Krakow and she apologizes. And he's like, her hair smells incredible. Her hair smells incredible. He's trying to like keep his boner down. Her hair smells like vinegar. Her hair smells like just telling himself it smells gross. But it smells like an orange grove. He drove by one time when he was going to see his grandmother. But I guess that's just her shampoo or whatever.
Whatever.
And then she goes, do you want to dance? And he's like, nah, not with you. And I'm like, wow, revenge of Krakow.
And then you saw who he really, really is.
Yep.
And you saw who he'll be in college.
Yep. He's a dick bag. Krakow is a dick bag. 100%. So that's where we leave them. It was a decent episode.
It was. And I have a little fun fact.
Ooh,
Do you know why we did not see a lot of Miss Rayanne this episode?
No. Was she
She
really
got-
in rehab?
No, she got chickenpox.
Oh.
They had to isolate her, and they were worried that everybody on scene was going to get chickenpox through the makeup.
And
they had
I
to
never
get-
had the chicken pox.
I had the chickenpox in middle school, and I went to a chickenpox party, and my best friend got chickenpox, and we hung out for 2 weeks together.
No, I never got them. And then I got vaccinated for them when I had my girls.
Yeah.
They never had them. They had the vaccination, but
Yeah.
It's wild.
So that's a little fun fact of why we didn't. So they had to kind of change the episode.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there was supposed to be a little bit more to the threesome.
Right. Like if Rayanne was going to go and get a little drunk
Yeah.
and have
Or
a
if she
problem.
was going to make Ricky and the new kid interact a little bit more. But without her, there wasn't that.
Maybe Ricky was going to do his Color Me Bad dance with
Oh,
Corey.
They had a routine plan.
Maybe they had a routine and they had to throw Delia in there. Whatever.
But she really rocked it. She tried her hardest.
She did.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for
You're
doing this with
welcome.
me.
Thank you
Guys,
for asking me.
If you haven't already, please check out our Backdoor Friends Facebook group. We do have a lot of fun in there. We have some horrendous bang-offs that happen in there. And
It is a lot of fun.
yeah, we like to gross each other out with some gross men.
There are some FMKs that make me clutch my pearls.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. And also leave us a 5-star review. It helps grow the show and we can really use it.
It really does. Thank you guys so much. And
All right.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.